Welcome back and happy Thursday, Western Slope. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's talk weather. Outside right now on America's Mattress Live Tower Cam, we do have those overcast skies, that cloud coverage as we look into those higher elevation areas further east of us, and a little bit of some cloud coverage still sticking around in the valley as we get into these evening hours. We're even going to notice a slight chance for some rain this evening as well here in the valleys. And over Montrose, we are expecting pleasant temperatures as we get into these evening hours, but of course just a little bit of that blanket of clouds sticking around. Now our weather headlines are showing us that we're having afternoon highs continuing to actually increase above those seasonal averages. And like I did just mention, there is some moisture possibly expected here in the valley, but in those higher elevation areas, winter weather advisories are active and are going to stay active at least for the next couple of days. And that's going to actually give us some considerable accumulations through a lot of those mountainous areas, those northern regions, and down that I-70 corridor. In terms of those winter weather advisories in Garfield County and a little bit of those areas even spreading towards Steamboat Springs and Rocky Mountain National Park are staying active at least until 5 a.m. on Saturday. And in terms of how we're watching this moisture move on in this winter weather that's causing these advisories, causing these dangerous road conditions, we're watching it kind of move on in fairly quickly this evening and be pretty widespread through those areas 9,000 feet and above. And then we're going to watch a little bit of a second round roll on in tomorrow morning, but very quickly it'll be short-lived, moving on out and heading on over that Panhandle region to leave us for a pleasant weekend. Now focusing on this kind of, storm system that we're watching in the Pacific Northwest, this will give us a slight chance for maybe some showers on Sunday. But before we focus on that, we're focusing on tomorrow. We're going to notice those widespread storms during those late morning and afternoon hours, again, only through those northern regions before it's very short-lived and moves on out of the region. In terms of a magnifying glass on this storm system, we'll notice essentially right about now, we've got those widespread snowstorms spreading from the San Juans all the way through those Park and Elkhead and Gore ranges. And then we're going to fast forward just a couple of hours, a little bit of a clearing late to this evening. And as we wake up tomorrow, another round is rolling on in through that I-70 corridor and those northern mountains. And actually it's continuing into those Friday afternoon hours before it starts to push on out towards that front range, causing a lot of considerable accumulation Friday night through Vail Pass, where double digits are possible to be seen. Now, in terms of just how much snow we're going to get before it moves on out of that region on Saturday and leaves us with those pleasant skies, we're going to notice that locally very minimal, but through Vail Pass, like I mentioned, up to 10 inches. Steamboat, 10 to 16 inches can be seen. Gunnison, Wolf Creek, and the Grand Mesa are all looking at minimal snow accumulations in those single digits, but up at Powderhorn might be kind of some nice skiing conditions on Friday and even into Saturday. Our current wind speeds are pretty mild, but there could be some blowing snow in those higher elevation regions. We'll notice in terms of temperatures, we're on that cool down in the 40s right now, but our almanac is going to show us that we are already pushing about a full 10 degrees on that high end of things above those seasonal averages. And we'll notice in Discovery Auto Group's 7-day forecast, that's continuing to be the trend even into the early work week, where we will push into those 60s. And Montrose is also looking at 50s by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday.